All right, what's up? That was a weak clap, but we're going to get started anyways because it's an impromptu, spontaneous video that we didn't really plan. And you could tell by I can't get our little squares to get any bigger, Jerald. Oh, well.
It's fine.
So, guys, we were talking about just on our daily call, right? Because we check in daily about client performance, different things we're seeing, all this different stuff. And what we're looking at right now is Wicked Reports. And Wicked Reports is really used for e-commerce, some of our e-commerce clients. And we're looking at one specific client. We're looking at January data, actually. And when we're looking at this data, we notice something interesting because we do a lot of their paid search and it generates a lot of revenue. But as we're looking at other potential marketing channels that could increase performance, we notice something very interesting inside a Wicked report, which just makes total sense.
Yeah.
Any leeway or any segue that you want to mention as we go into this, Jerald?
No, I think it's very straightforward, and at the same time, it's really interesting.
So check this out. If we go into Wicked Reports, and we don't go on Wicked Reports often in this channel because it's more e-commerce driven, but I think it could really lend a lot to our car dealer advertising folks here too. We take a lot of what we learn on
hmm
e-commerce. Check
yeah.
this out. I mean, what do we look like, or what do we look at a lot of the time for e-commerce performance, Jerald? Like, what's one of the main metrics we look at?
Of course, we look at the ROAS, look at the revenue, we look at how many orders we got. But yeah, overall, for you to calculate the orders and revenue and compare it to whatever previous period you wanted to compare it with, you look at mainly or firstly to ROAS. You check ROAS first.
100%. Yeah, that's kind of one of the baseline metrics we look at. And what we've learned is that Google Ads, the Google Ads dashboard and Facebook dashboards in the reporting, they lie. So Wicked is
hmm
supposed to get around that. That's the point because it's more server based. So in January, where's my date range?
Yep.
Did I lose it? In January,
Uh,
if we look at this mission control, we show Facebook and we only show a 0.15 ROAS, which for every dollar you put in marketing, you only get 15 cents back. You're essentially
mhm.
losing a ton of money. And it was a couple months ago that when we saw this, we're like, we should probably pull back from Facebook. You know, that's not good. Their cost per lead was really good because Facebook generates a lot of leads for this business, but the ROAS was bad. It's not generating a lot of sales.
Correct.
But if you dive more into Wicked Reports, this is mission control. So this is the main thing, like your main portal that you log into. But then when you dive further, it's funny. Inside, you can go to funnel vision, even look at the same time frame. We look at Facebook and we see a ROAS that's totally different. So Jerald, when you were talking about this, whatever months ago or whatever time you and our other team members found it, what was your thought?
Yeah, my initial thought is I think it would be beneficial for everyone first to know difference between our view from mission control versus the funnel vision. Maybe we can expand more on that
Yeah, let's do it.
so that they
Between Wicked Reports, Mission Control, and Funnel Vision,
funnel vision.
because my Facebook ROAS is much higher in Funnel Vision than Mission
hmm
Control for the same date range. And this is where, like, Jerald queued us up perfectly. We've already done this search, right? Like, we already know the answer. But
Yep.
if I dive deeper in AI mode, it says the discrepancy in your Facebook ROAS between mission control and funnel vision is primarily due to the different attribution models and data inclusions they use by default. So, mission control, meaning this guy here, the one that shows really low ROAS for Facebook in January, That one uses a 4-point linear attribution, gives equal credit to only 4 specific touch points: first click, first opt-in, re-opt-in, and last click.
Let's click. Yeah.
So it's limited, right? It's limited. Whereas Funnel Vision uses a full funnel attribution model. It spreads credit across all relevant clicks in a customer journey, top, middle, and bottom, and often captures more assist value for Facebook ads. So if we look in Funnel Vision for the same time frame, we see Facebook have a 6.78, much higher than a 0.15, right?
Yeah.
So Jerald, what does this tell you?
Yeah, it tells me that Facebook is driving uh, a lot more people to convert because I think at some level, mission control can be a little bit unfair to a certain channel, especially if, for example, Facebook captured the lead and then after a few days, the lead went to the website directly and then converted. It may not be attributed to Facebook as direct will be the last nudge based on mission control attribution. Now with funnel vision, we'll know how many times a Facebook that mean the Facebook campaign, how many leads the Facebook drove to other channels as well. So I think it's really important to really look at this report, and it's really interesting. The Facebook have the middle touch points.
Yeah, that's what you just said. That last statement, that's what resonated with me the most. Facebook has the most middle touch points because Wicked shows different models for different things. Basically, this report tells you a ROAS on which the beginning and end touch points are.
Correct.
And it had very little to do with any sales. But in the same time frame, this report tells you across the entirety. It's not just the first and the last. It's all throughout the middle, and it attributes a lot to the middle. So that tells me
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. When I say Facebook, it's really Meta, right? Because it could be Instagram and Facebook. But in these particular instances, Facebook Meta is essentially driving that middle part of the journey really heavily, really heavily. And that's actually, like, if you look at between the two different reports, what do we see in Google? Google, we see a 3.41 ROAS versus Google Ads and Funnel Vision, we see a 3.73. It's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
So this tells me that Google is responsible more for either the beginning or the end, maybe the both, but it's not responsible as much for the middle, right?
Yeah.
But the middle part is where all the opportunity is, because that's how you convert a
Correct.
customer that doesn't have the intent to buy, maybe.
Yeah. And that's I think what most customers in Facebook is. And can we safely say that Facebook is is better at going after people who has a longer purchase journey? Y-
Yeah, I mean, it's not in this instance. Yes, it's not an instantaneous conversion. It's just not.
Yeah.
So,
And
I mean, it just makes sense too. I use Instagram Reels all the time, and I get products, and like I'll buy stuff off of that, and
yeah.
you know, yeah,
Yeah. And I think Facebook is really good at influencing sales uh in the entire journey, not just in the first and the last touch. So I think this is really good insight.
yeah. I don't know the hypothesis, the first and the last. The ROAS is the same, almost the same for Google in both 3.41
Hmm.
and 3.73. So in this model, you could just say Google is responsible for the ends. And then because it's so different here, I actually love to see that Facebook barely has any ROAS on the beginning and the end and has all the ROAS in the middle. So we know it
Hmm.
only influences the middle.
Yeah.
So then essentially the perfect path for this customer journey is come through Google, leave, go to Facebook or Meta, you know, um, interact with those ads, and then come back through Google. And now we
Hmm.
know if we know a path, we know how to scale it up. So
Yeah.
super cool. How do you think, Jerald? I guess this is the final comment. How do you think, Jerald, this could be applied to our car dealer clients? Even though this is e-commerce, selling stuff online, do you think it could be applied to our car dealer clients, and how?
Yeah, I think you can apply the same logic on how Meta is going after those customers. I think this could work even better to a car dealer because buying buying a product online from an e-commerce website uh, can be more of a shorter journey than you looking for a car online or getting
Mm,
your next car. So this might be even better for a car dealer, as Facebook looks like Facebook is doing really great in the middle fun. I mean, in the middle part of the journey, which is I think really important for someone's journey in buying a car. Like a decision maker, I think you decide more in the middle before you submit your form. I think the decision making happens in the middle. So
that's a fantastic point. So the journey we're looking at is e-commerce, where the journey is much shorter. First off, the
right,
ticket item is much smaller, and the
correct,
journey is
yeah,
just much smaller as well. So this, I hear Car Gurus and Auto Trader and all these different third parties that just send leads, and those are customers that are ready to buy, but there's only so
right,
many of them. Just like how many people we get from Google, there's only so many of them. So
yeah,
how do we increase the pool? We have to go to more top funnel digital awareness, which is Meta is the biggest player in this space. TikTok is good too, but Meta you should saturate probably first. It's got the biggest user base. So
yeah.
yeah.
So I think it is important to run them both at the same time. So, and I see Facebook now as being better at prospecting leads and getting them into the lower funnel.
Yeah,
So
nurturing and engaging. So you know what that means? We'll have to come up with some awesome epic video content for our car dealer clients for them to
yeah,
sell more cars.
knowing this, you'll be able to better position your campaigns, knowing that this is the case. But we'll get into it more. We'll of course this is just an example from an e-commerce client, but I think it tells a lot. It tells a lot.
Yeah. And this is marketing 101, the funnel, right? I mean, your top
Hmm.
and mid should influence the amount of customers you have in your low. And your low is Google because it's high intent. And Google tries with PMAX to say, "Oh yeah, we're all over the funnel too." But I just think it's I just think they're just trying to make the most out of their inventory, their ad
Yeah.
inventory. So
Mhm.
very interesting. Cool. Well, you
Yeah.
see more of this stuff. Any final thoughts, Jerald?
No, I think that's great.
Sweet. David Feldman-Makrias with Jerald Magrunet, Digital Difference Makers. See you later.